It's time for At Home with the RubberDucks, powered by First Energy. 640 WHLO gets you closer to your hometown team with stories of the game and updates from the season ahead.
Line to left center, that's a base hit and a game winner for the Akron RubberDucks.
Akron RubberDucks baseball, affordable family fun.
High drive to right, that's well hit, back, that ball is gone, it's a home run.
Here's your hosts, Marco Lanave and Jim Clark.
Hello again, and happy Memorial Day weekend as we're on the eve of Memorial Day with this edition of At Home with the RubberDucks. Hope you've enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend so far. Jim Clark and I got to enjoy our conversation this past week with Ernie Clement. And Jim, that was another fun one to do with questions of the fans.
Well, you really like Ernie right off the bat. He's one of those guys who you ask him a question and he answers. He gives you the answer that comes up, and he's a down-to-earth kid. He's also a pretty good shortstop, a national champion. I remember Ernie, when he first came up, joined us late in 2018, and my first thought was, gosh, that's John McDonald. How he transferred the ball so quickly from glove to hand to get rid of it. I thought, wow, he's a step ahead of the game, and it's played out that way. A great big league camp, a great year last year. He's a treat to be around.
And one of the interesting notes that I thought from our conversation when he was answering fan questions, he talked about how important it was to play other sports that helped him with baseball. I thought that was really interesting.
I love that. He was a hockey guy. It helped with his footwork, but he was very, very sure about that. Play all kinds of sports. It's funny. Scouts have told us and told me throughout the years, we like guys who play all kinds of sports, but it's very true.
And he also just has a great love for the game. I mean, he was asked about, what he doesn't like about baseball, and he couldn't think of anything. And I think that's pretty genuine too.
And you'll find out a great history for the game as well when we talk to Ernie.
So we're looking forward to sharing that with you all. Again, a couple of notes. For the latest updates on the RubberDucks season, you can go to AkronRubberDucks.com. Also, we continue to take donations through the Quakron Cares program on the website. That is to support the local COVID-19 relief fund through the United Way of Akron and Summit County. Also, there is still that deal in the team shop. Use the promo code RADIO to get 20% off any baseball cap in the RubberDucks online team shop. Just go to AkronRubberDucks.com. It's available 24/7. Use the promo code RADIO to get 20% off team caps. Well, let's go to our conversation with Ernie Clement, taking fan questions. And Ernie joined us from Lake Placid, New York.
Yeah, I'm out visiting my parents up here, and we've actually got some pretty awesome weather. So we're definitely enjoying the time up here.
We're going to dive into the questions. These are a couple of similar ones from Tim F. and Noah T. Basically want to know, what have you been doing to stay ready for the season to start whenever it's going to start?
I mean, we have limited resources at the moment in terms of gyms and hitting facilities. But luckily the weather's turning around, and I've been able to stay outside and keep my arm loose, throwing with my dad, taking some swings, and continuing my at-home workouts. So, we're making the most of it up here.
Okay, Ernie, from Josh M. New hobbies with all this free time. You picked up some things you haven't done in the this past winter.
I got two that I've really picked up. So I've always been a golfer. I've always loved to play golf, but I've really picked up a lot of golf in my free time lately. And then a great way to spend time with my family and kind of hang out is we played a ton of cards. So I've picked up poker and spades, hearts, a bunch of different card games that we've liked to play, and that's been really fun too.
We got three for you, Ernie. From Christine C's, the first one. You came to Akron at late in 18. I mean, really quite a jump. Lake County, Lynchburg, where you just hit the daylights out of the ball. You finish at Akron. How'd you like playing for the RubberDucks the last year and maybe 15, 20 games?
Yeah, I loved it. So I just came off an injury. I got hurt for a couple weeks in Lynchburg. I came back, and I really wasn't expecting the call-up, and it was a nice, pleasant surprise. And they kind of just threw me right into the fire. I let off my first game, played shortstop. They had a great team that year. We made a really good playoff run. So it was just nice to getting into that winning culture and, try and help them win some ball games.
From George M., what do you like most about Akron?
I love my time there. The ballpark in Akron is unbelievable. They get a ton of fans. I love playing in front of those fans. And every year we've had some good success. So, I loved Akron as a whole.
Nathan G., your favorite Akron restaurant?
It's got to be Diamond Deli. I think I grabbed a sandwich from there pretty much before every game because it was right next to my apartment complex. So I loved getting a sandwich or two from Diamond Deli.
So what was your favorite Diamond Deli sandwich? You got to ask.
Oh, I think it was called the Where's Jason. It was like a turkey, lettuce, tomato, guacamole on like a hot pressed like white bread. It was unreal. I'd highly recommend it. I think that's what a lot of people get because every time I'd go in there, they'd be like, "Oh, the Where's Jason," right? So they kind of knew my order because I think a lot of people get it.
People from your area know about this, and actually Marty B. asked, being from the Rochester, New York area, are you a fan of something called garbage plates? And you might have to describe what these are.
I saw that coming. I love a garbage plate, and unfortunately, I can't really have a whole lot of them because I'll gain like 50 pounds. It's French fries, mac salad, and then you throw like 2 or 3 cheeseburgers or hot dogs on top of it, and then cover it in ketchup, mustard, and hot sauce. And it is unreal. It is so good. But if you have more than one, you might like die or pass out or something. They're just crazy.
From Sarah B., what is your most valued memory that made you fall in love with the game of baseball?
So I always loved baseball. I don't remember a specific moment in time when I like really fell in love, but just the camaraderie and all of the different people I get to meet and play with. It's just so rewarding, and I just love to join a new team and meet new guys. And so I'd say just being able to hang out with my friends and the camaraderie and it all is just so rewarding and fun.
What were some of the things that you were doing maybe in high school, 16, 17, to prepare for the possible next level? And that question is from Ethan S.
For me, a lot of it was playing other sports. It helped me become a more all-around athlete. So growing up in Rochester, I couldn't play baseball all year round. So I played hockey, I played soccer, I played basketball growing up. I got on the golf course. So I did a whole lot of other things to really broaden my range as an athlete. So hockey really helped me work out my legs. Soccer helped me with my conditioning. And that, as I moved up onto college and into pro ball, it really helped. And I noticed a big difference.
Okay. A lot of people talk about your defensive work. And, I first noticed when you came up, the quick release, getting the ball to first. I don't mean John McDonald off the bat. I'm sure Johnny Mack has given you great advice throughout your career so far with the Indians. What's the greatest piece of advice, defensive-wise, that you can give to a high school shortstop?
I would say just try and get outs. It doesn't have to look all that pretty, but if you're making outs and you're making plays and helping your team win and just knowing the game, it helps so much. And they can teach you fundamentals. They can teach you like how to be more efficient with your footwork, with your glove, but just do whatever you can to make a play and help your team win it, because winning at the end of the day is all that really matters. So for me, growing up and into college, it was never all fundamentals and mechanics. It was all do whatever you can to make the play. Doesn't matter how it looks. And now that I've moved into pro ball, now they're teaching me efficiency and how to just be more efficient all around as a baseball player. So I would say get as many reps as possible and, learn pace of the game and how to make the play.
What were some of the things that you did to learn the quick transfer?
For me, in order to make the play, you have to get rid of the ball fast. You can't hold on to the ball. I never had a particularly strong arm growing up. So for me, I had to get rid of the ball fast. So it started in my catch play. When I'd play catch, I'd try and quick release as fast as I could with my partner. And in doing that, I learned to fail with my hands. I learned how fast I needed to be in order to make the play. So, push your limits with your quick release and work on it every day.
That was infielder Ernie Clement. And this portion of At Home with the Rubber Ducks was brought to you in part by Ambridge Hospitality, Fairfield Inn and Suites, and the Courtyard by Marriott, Akron Fairlawn. All partners presenting Rubber Ducks baseball. We'll have more with Ernie Clement right after this.
You're listening to At Home with the RubberDucks on 640 WHLO, your new home for Akron RubberDucks baseball, powered by First Energy.
Here at Sarah Auto Park, community service has always been a priority of ours. These days, that spirit is more important than ever. Join us as we do everything we can to take care of our doctors, nurses, all other essential businesses, and their employees. If our community needs us for anything, even to safely get a bag of groceries to our most vulnerable, we're here. We'll get through this together. Sarah Auto Park.
This is RubberDucks broadcaster Marco Lanave. When people ask me who's the number one pick for print and copy solutions in the Akron area, I tell them Meritech, the pride of the RubberDucks for the past 9 years. Meritech's roster also includes IT consulting, cloud voice and data services for a powerhouse lineup to reduce risk, control costs, and increase productivity. So call Team Meritech today and tell them the RubberDucks sent you. Meritech Technology to empower your business.
Exceptional care means having access to world-class physicians and services. That's the care Cleveland Clinic Akron General provides to Akron and the surrounding communities. Whether it's primary care or specialized services, we put your needs first with care that is comprehensive and, best of all, close to home. Cleveland Clinic Akron General is committed to the community and your health. To learn more about our services close to you, visit akrongeneral.org.
KeyBank makes it easy to manage your money anytime, anywhere.
I am crushed for time.
KeyBank can help.
How? And how soon?
You have a smartphone?
I have to. It keeps me organized.
Download the KeyBank mobile app and then use your phone to deposit checks on the go, transfer money, even pay bills automatically.
Awesome.
Indeed. Learn how you can make even more financial progress when you use the Red Key. Only at KeyBank. Visit key.com or your local branch. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for a great apartment with the best location? Fir Hill Towers Apartments is just a 5-minute walk to the University of Akron or a 5-minute drive downtown. You'll find spacious living, convenience, and fun with a wide variety of restaurants and entertainment just outside your door. Perfectly suited for young professionals and students on the go looking for off-campus living. Stop by 55 First Street Hill, Akron, or call 330-762-7000. That's 330-762-7000 today and reserve your apartment home.
For a lawn that looks as good as Canal Park, depend on Grassmaster. They're a locally owned and operated full-service lawn and landscape company. The development of a healthy and attractive lawn or landscape requires a great deal of time and hard work. It's Grassmaster's commitment to providing the necessary ingredients of knowledge and treatment materials to develop a healthy and attractive lawn or landscape. By choosing Grassmaster as your lawn and landscape company, you are assuring that your investment is protected and will grow in value year after year. Visit thegrassmaster.com.
Everyone at Honda wants you to be safe. And right now, you need a car you can count on and your dealer to go the extra mile. So if your Honda needs parts or service, we're right here ready to help. Working to follow all government guidelines in order to get you what you need and help you stay safe with a reliable car that's ready to go when you need it.
Visit NorthernOhioHondaDealers.com.
Your business has a story to tell. Let Fast Signs Medina help you using the right mix of visual communication solutions like signs, banners, digital displays, fleet graphics, mobile marketing, health and safety communications, and so much more. Give Fast Signs Medina your business challenge and we'll come up with a plan to grow your business, reach more customers, and accomplish more than you ever thought possible. Fast Signs Medina. More than fast, more than signs, more than ready to help you grow your business. Call today and say Go Ducks for your discount.
This is At Home with the RubberDucks on 640 WHLO.
Deep drive out to right field. Rafaela turning, watching. It's gone to the Bud Light line. Tiki Terrace.
Your new home for RubberDucks baseball, powered by First Energy.
Welcome back. This is Marco Lanave, and this portion of At Home with the RubberDucks is brought to you in part by Precious Cargo Trailways and Hudson's Restaurant, both part of our lineup presenting RubberDucks baseball. Jim Clark and I now continue the fan question-driven conversation with Cleveland Indians prospect Ernie Clement. Julie C. wants to ask Ernie, what is your favorite part about being a pro ball player?
My teammates are why I show up to the ballpark and have so much fun doing what I do. I mean, we have such a great character-based draft class, and guys who I've played with in Cleveland, everybody is just so cool, and we get so tight as a group and as a family. So I think it's got to just be meeting new guys and getting to go to work every day with them.
And Julie's got another part to that question. What is your least favorite part of being a pro ball player?
Yeah, see, I have no, like, literally I show up and it's so much fun, and it's just such a blast. I honestly don't think there's anything I can knock on pro baseball. I'm so lucky that I get to play a game every day. And it's my job, but it really doesn't feel like that. So I show up to the ballpark and I really honestly do not take a second for granted. So even more now, I miss it so much, and I can't wait to get back out there.
From Mark S., not a question, but I just wanted to say that, Ernie, you caught this guy's eye when he saw you play with the Scrappers right off the bat. Then he watched you progress through Lake County, not far, and then Lynchburg. You would spread the word to all his baseball cronies. Keep your eye on Clement. He's quick, he's fast, he's tough. Hope to see you in Columbus and then the show. That's all from Mark S. And then from Logan T., most interesting fan reaction you've ever had.
Nice. Well, I appreciate what Mark said. That's really nice, considering in Mahoning Valley, I think I started my professional career like 1 for 25 or something like that. So it's kind of an interesting start, but I do appreciate those words. I don't know if I can pinpoint one fan interaction, just because they're all like in themselves so special. Like when I go up and I get to sign an autograph for anyone, it's like, it's just so crazy to me. Like, it's so cool, because when I was a kid, I would show up to a Rochester Red Wings game, the AAA team for the Twins, and I'd ask these guys for autographs. And when they'd sign a ball for me, it was just the coolest thing. I thought the world of these guys, and now I get to do it. And honestly, it's just so rewarding. And I really don't take a second for granted. It's so cool to see these fans out at the ball games, and hopefully we can get going pretty soon, because I definitely miss it.
And going back to Mark S. a little bit, he talks about you coming up. How do you explain you're Lake County? You're 267 in 54 games. Come to Lynchburg, 346 in Lynchburg. That's quite a jump. Did you see the ball better? What clicked from one to the next?
Yeah, so in low A, it was a lot of, I'm trying new things, and that was my first full season in pro ball. So I'm like, I got a lot of things going through my mind. I'm trying to, stay healthy and all that. But in Lynchburg, I got back to basics and just got back to what worked for me, and I started seeing the ball really well. And it's crazy, because in baseball you can get hot for a month and it can change your season. So I took advantage of my time in Lynchburg and learned as much as I could from those guys, and then they gave me the opportunity to go up to Akron, and from there I really learned to fail, because I started off pretty slow, and at the end of the season I'm just trying to do whatever I can to help those guys win, because we wanted to win a championship. But it was honestly, it was as good of my first season as it could have gone, because of how much I learned throughout the whole thing. And the numbers really didn't matter to me. I learned just so much from playing in 3 levels. You got to play with 3 different teams and a whole new group of guys each level. So, I got to really see what professional baseball is all about, and it was an awesome season.
All right, Ernie, I think you kind of answered this in some ways, so I'll change the question around a little bit. Jason P. wanted to know adjustments to different levels. Let's say for a guy that's maybe going to come to Akron for the first time at some point, this season, what would you say to a guy like that about how to make an adjustment to this AA level?
You've made it to AA for a reason. So at the end of the day, you got to go back to what works, and you got to play your game. So I've had a lot of different coaches so far in my professional career who have a lot of different pieces of advice. And it's really cool, because I get to take little bits and pieces from each piece of advice and kind of use it and tailor it to my game. So, but at the end of the day, you got to go with what works for you. And as soon as I get back to basics and start doing what I do and just playing my game and having fun, the success seems to just take care of itself.
Who has had the biggest impact on your career so far?
My coaches at the University of Virginia. They not only taught me how to be a great baseball player, but how to be an even better person and how to kind of survive in the real world. I mean, they just taught me so much about life and about baseball. And I took so much away from my time at UVA. So I'd say all the coaches there.
From Joey, Nico, and Chris, did you play travel baseball?
Yeah. So growing up in Rochester, New York, there's not a whole lot of options for travel baseball. So I did the Babe Ruth League, Legion baseball, and then towards the end of my high school baseball career, I did 2 tournaments in Virginia and a tournament in Florida. And that was really all the travel baseball I did. Like when I was growing up, that wasn't really a big option. I know it's all crazy now and it's changed a lot, but I got lucky and I played in front of the University of Virginia coaches, and they offered me a scholarship because one of the recruits had backed out. And so I was kind of a right place, right time for the University of Virginia when I went, but I really didn't do a whole lot of travel baseball. I stayed pretty local.
Would you recommend travel baseball?
So I would recommend playing baseball as much as you can, to an extent, because I think with the crazy traveling every weekend and I mean all the tournaments down in Florida, I think that gets a little bit out of hand, and I think you do need to play other sports. But in the spring, the more baseball you can play, the better. And in the summer, the more baseball you can play, the better. But at the same time, you gotta keep it in proportion and make sure you do other things too, because that's also very important.
What other sports did you play, and how did they help you in baseball?
I played hockey, which helped my legs. It helped my muscle recovery. It helped my speed. I think I can say I got a lot faster because of hockey. I don't think I got faster because of baseball. I played soccer, which helped me condition-wise. I got in great shape from soccer. I mean, you're running miles and miles during a soccer game. So I think that in itself really, really prepared me for the longevity of a season. And then just other sports that had to do with hand-eye coordination. I mean, golf. I think it's harder to hit a golf ball straight than it is to hit a baseball straight. So all these different things kind of were their own little work for baseball. So the more sports you can do, the more things you can do, the better it's going to be.
Brian W. Was asking about being from a northern state, how you managed to work on those skills year-round, even despite, some of the limitations that there are.
Luckily, there's a lot of indoor facilities that are coming up now. So I went to a great one, and it's called Diamond Pro in East Rochester. It's owned by Matt Dreyer, and he was nice enough to let me come work out. I've been working out with him since I was a sophomore. So find a workout place that you like, a guy that you can trust, and, kind of just stick with it. I would go once a week in the off season, if that, because I was playing hockey. I'm doing all these other things. So I just tried to get in there and get a little bit of work in here and there when I was growing up. Now, obviously, in the off season, I go in a lot more, but I mean, there's so many different things you can do to stay in shape now. It's pretty remarkable how much it's changed.
And with this hiatus, who've you been able to work out with now where you are?
For the first month or two of this whole quarantine, I've been just doing my own thing, playing catch with my dad. I did not go in and hit because the facilities were closed. Luckily now, as things start to kind of open up, I've been able to get together with a couple of the guys in Rochester who are also in pro ball. And we've done some hitting sessions. We've done some throwing stuff. And I've been able to get a lot more work done, thankfully.
That was infielder Ernie Clement. And this portion of At Home with the RubberDucks was brought to you in part by Scene 75 Entertainment Center and Luigi's, both on the team of partners presenting RubberDucks Baseball. For your chance to be part of a future Indians Prospect Q&A powered by First Energy, visit AkronRubberDucks.com and follow the RubberDucks on social media. I'm Marco Lanave, and after the break, you'll hear more of Ernie Clement answering questions submitted by RubberDucks fans. That comes your way right after this.
You're listening to At Home with the RubberDucks on 640 WHLO, your new home for Akron RubberDucks baseball, powered by First Energy. This is At Home with the RubberDucks on 640 WHLO.
Luka going back. It's over his head. It's over the wall. The first Double-A home run for Oscar Gonzalez.
Your new home for RubberDucks baseball, powered by First Energy.
Welcome back. This is Marco Lanave, and this portion of At Home with the RubberDucks is brought to you in part by Suma Health and Your Pizza Shop, both in our lineup presenting RubberDucks baseball. Jim Clark and I now continue with 2018 and 19 RubberDucks infielder and current Indians prospect Ernie Clement answering the questions of RubberDucks fans.
And one of the main messages from our guys from Cleveland is just don't worry so much about the baseball activity. Is just stay healthy, make sure your body's ready to go, and then once like we get going and stuff, we'll be able to start working up in baseball stuff. So I think the main message there is to just stay healthy and do your best to just stay ready to go.
And you're from the same area as a Rubber Duck last year, Adam Scott. Have you been in touch with him? How's he doing?
Yeah, so I've worked out with him. He's thrown me a couple of live sessions, and he looks really, really good. I'm super excited. I really want this season to go on because I think he's going to have another awesome year. But he looks great. He looks ready to go, and I'm super excited for him.
From Logan T, who's the toughest pitcher you faced thus far?
Over the years, I played college ball in the ACC, so I've gotten to see a bunch of high draft picks come out of there. I played in the fall league this past year and got my butt kicked pretty good. So I think I'd have to say Forrest Whitley's probably the toughest guy I faced so far. I mean, he was pretty nasty. I mean, he threw everything. His ball was going every which way, and it was all like 100 miles an hour. So, I mean, I think I rolled over once, and I was kind of excited I even hit the ball on him. So it was pretty cool.
Does that compare facing James Karinchak at all?
I like facing James Karinchak. I want him to see this too because I think Mandy Bell put up something on Twitter of me swinging and missing on James Karinchak. And I think I had gotten a hit like 2 pitches before, and she didn't put that one up. No, but in all seriousness, I think James Karinchak is going to end up being the best reliever in baseball. I mean, he is just as dominant as it gets on the mound, and I am so lucky that I am on his team so I don't have to face him.
Just so you know, Mandy said great things about you this morning, so just so you know that.
No, I love it. I thought it was hysterical, and then the pitching ninja guy retweeted it, and it was just so I never thought I'd get on. I was honored, to be honest. And I love Mandy. She does such a good job over there.
Yes, indeed. And I think I remember seeing that same video, Jim, and I think there is a full length somewhere. There's somewhere a full length one that does show you getting the hit. So I remember seeing that, Ernie. So
good. Good. I want it out there at least for somebody to see. Hey, I'm just trying to get James's confidence up. That's my job. He's got to be ready to go in Cleveland. So that's my job.
So Ernie, as a kid, who was your favorite player?
So I was a huge Derek Jeter guy. I grew up a huge Yankees fan. My dad and I used to watch their games all the time whenever we could, and I just loved following him. I thought the way he carried himself on the field was pretty spectacular, and his model for consistency is incredible. So I think he's one of the best players of all time.
Has there been anyone, athlete or baseball player or anyone that you remember being sort of awestruck by?
Yeah, so it's pretty funny. I think Terry Francona, the first time I met him, I think that's probably the most starstruck I ever was, considering I was a Yankees fan growing up, and I watched him manage against the Yankees a ton. And it was just I watched this guy on TV managing against Derek Jeter and those Yankees. I mean, they had such good games back when I was growing up. It was just kind of crazy to me that I was now in that locker room and he was in spring training and he was my manager in spring training. It was just so cool to me.
It's nice to catch Tito's eye with that great spring you had in 19. And you're such a great contact hitter. And Trevor M. wants to know, how does your game with the contact, good walk strikeout ratio fit into today's game with it seems like it's either all or nothing, home run or a strikeout?
I play a different style than a lot of guys, so I need to really pay attention to details. And when there's a guy on second base and nobody out, I have to get him over, and I have to put the ball in play. That's my job. I know my role usually on the team is to get on base and let those big sluggers hit me in. So yeah, it's just about knowing your role. And whether that's hitting ninth and, just kind of being a pest out there for pitchers, or the leadoff guy who needs to get on base and move runners over and score all the runs. So it's just knowing your role and knowing the hitters behind you.
From Team Fontana, what has been your biggest career highlight or most impressive baseball moment?
In pro ball, it was last year winning that Governor's Cup championship. That was just incredible. It was such a cool ride, and I was lucky to be a part of that. And then just as a whole, I think it would be the national championship we won at Virginia in 2015. We actually just had a little Zoom meeting with all our guys from that team. And, it's just so cool to look back on, and all the adversity we faced throughout the season. It was just, such a wild ride. And we weren't really supposed to be in the playoffs even. But it just goes to show you all you need is a chip in a chair, and anything can happen. So, I think that right there, just from all the adversity we faced throughout the season, to come back and come together and win a championship there, I think that would probably be my biggest achievement so far.
Brian Warner talks about your clutch walk-off in the Super Regionals at Virginia, and he wants to know, how do you explain how you're able to perform in such an intense situation?
So that goes back to our preparation. All year long at Virginia, our coaches put a lot of pressure on us in practice. And then by the time we made it to Omaha and we're playing in front of 25,000 people, it's nothing. It's just like practice. It's just like playing in the backyard every day. You don't even really realize the pressure in the situation. So I got up and I trusted my plan. I trusted my preparation, and that gave me a lot of confidence to go up there and get the job done.
Kelly S. wants to know, how important is the mental game?
The mental game in baseball is huge. I think that's a very undervalued part of the game, and it's really rare when you can find, a group of guys who all have it. Cleveland, as an organization, does an incredible job working on the mental game. We have a lot of awesome mental skills coordinators. Brian Miles does an awesome job. I've worked with him a ton. And growing up for me, my mom was a psychologist, so, I think I've learned a lot from her as well. It's such a long season, and you have to really know how to deal with failure, because you're going to have stretches where you just stink it up. So luckily I fail as much as anybody, so I've gotten a lot of practice with that. So it's so undervalued, and I think every baseball player needs to work on their mental game. I think that's going to be really important.
From Logan T., do you have any certain superstitions you have for games, things you do every day on a daily basis?
So I have a routine I try and get done every day. But as for superstitions, I don't know. If I have a good game and I have my wrist taped a certain way, or I wore a certain thing during the game, I'll try and do it again. And if I go 3 for 4 and I have wrist only on my left hand, you bet your butt I'm doing the same exact thing the next day. I'm gonna try and keep it as close to the night before as possible.
I think I remember last season, you sometimes did some broadcast impersonations. And do you have any broadcasters that you remember growing up that you try to imitate, or do you have any impersonations or impressions?
Yeah, I do. I got an OK Marv Albert impersonation that I like to do. That's my announcer voice. If I'm announcing a game, or we had a ping pong table in the locker room, so if people are playing ping pong, I might commentate on it a little bit, but I don't know. I just try and keep it nice and light in the locker room. I try not to make everybody too serious.
Who's your favorite baseball broadcaster?
Oh, baseball broadcaster. It's not Tim McCarver. My dad and I used to make fun of him all the time when we would watch the Fox broadcasts. I like Joe Buck on the old Fox broadcasts. So I liked when Aaron Boone used to do the games. He used to do a couple of the college games and stuff like that before he started managing the Yanks. But, yeah, there's a couple out there. John Sterling was awesome for the Yankees back in the day. I think he's still doing it. But, yeah, I'd say those guys.
That was Indians infield prospect Ernie Clement. And this portion of At Home with the RubberDucks was brought to you in part by Diamond Deli, which is on the team of partners presenting RubberDucks baseball, and we learned is the favorite Akron restaurant of both Ernie and last week's guest, Tristan McKenzie. Stay tuned, because the rest of our conversation with Ernie Clement is coming up after this.
You're listening to At Home with the RubberDucks on 640 WHLO, your new home for Akron RubberDucks baseball, powered by First Energy.
Are you looking for a great apartment with the best location? Fir Hill Towers Apartments is just a 5-minute walk to the University of Akron, or a 5-minute drive downtown. You'll find spacious living, convenience, and fun, with a wide variety of restaurants and entertainment just outside your door. Perfectly suited for young professionals and students on the go looking for off-campus living. Stop by 55 First Street Hill, Akron, or call 330-762-7000. That's 330-762-7000 today and reserve your apartment home.
There aren't many things in life that are easy. There's easy listening music, easy chairs, easy money. But did you know that you can enjoy all three while getting rid of your old energy-wasting refrigerator? You can schedule a pickup without moving from your easy chair. We'll haul it away and even pay you for it. So go ahead, take it easy, and let us take it from here. First Energy's Ohio Utilities will pick up your fridge and you'll get $50. Just visit EnergySaveOhio.com to schedule a pickup. Now that's easy.
What's better than a good steak? A great steak at a great value in a fun place. Texas Roadhouse. From fall off the bone ribs to made from scratch sides, we've got something for everybody. Great steak at a great value. Texas Roadhouse. Located at 4310 Lake Point Corporate Drive in Stowe. And now offering drive-through, carry-out, and curbside service. Visit TexasRoadhouse.alohaorderonline.com or call 330-920-9844.
Bridgestone Drive Guard tires deliver a clutch performance that won't leave you stranded on the side of a rural road or a busy highway. They're engineered to take a puncture and to keep running up to 50 miles after a flat at 50 miles an hour. Plus, you'll get the smooth, quiet ride and impressive tread wear life you've come to expect from Bridgestone tires. Let the clutch performance of Bridgestone Drive Guard tires give you peace of mind. Bridgestone, proud sponsor of the Akron RubberDucks.
Here at Sarah Auto Park, community service has always been a priority of ours. These days, that spirit is more important than ever. Join us as we do everything we can to take care of our doctors, nurses, all other essential businesses, and their employees. If our community needs us for anything, even to safely get a bag of groceries to our most vulnerable, we're here. We'll get through this together. Sarah Auto Park.
No savvy traveler likes long lines or waiting around. So, lucky for you, the Akron-Canton Airport is easy and fast. With affordable on-site parking, quick check-in, and short security lines, you'll be through the airport in just minutes. CAK gives you more freedom to enjoy the things you love, like vacationing. With low fares to 11 nonstop destinations and just one stop to the world, book your next adventure from CAK.
RubberDucks fans, check out City Barbecue in Fairlawn for the best barbecue in town.
I gotta tell you, City Barbecue is the best smoked meats I've ever experienced in my life.
Literally the best beef brisket sandwich I've ever had.
Definitely the best barbecue I've ever had.
My best all-around barbecue experience ever.
Best barbecue around.
Some of the best barbecue I've personally tasted.
I highly recommend this spot for some of the best BBQ you'll ever have.
Visit citybarbecue.com or stop by 2870 West Market Street in Fairlawn.
Everyone at Honda wants you to be safe. And right now, you need a car you can count on and your dealer to go the extra mile. So if your Honda needs parts or service, we're right here ready to help. Working to follow all government guidelines in order to get you what you need and help you stay safe with a reliable car that's ready to go when you need it.
Visit NorthernOhioHondaDealers.com.
This is At Home with the RubberDucks on 640 WHLO.
Deep drive out to right field. Rafaela turning, watching. It's gone to the Bud Light line. Tiki Terrace.
Your new home for RubberDucks baseball, powered by First Energy.
Welcome back. This is Marco Lanave, and this portion of At Home with the RubberDucks is brought to you in part by Visit Jacksonville and Melt Bar and Grilled in the lineup presenting RubberDucks baseball. We now resume the fan Q&A that had Jim Clark and me talking with Ernie Clement.
Tristan McKenzie wants to know.
Who?
Tristan McKenzie, that right-handed skinny guy.
Wasn't he on this like last week?
Who are your top pro ball roommates? Is there a story behind this?
Oh, well, so only one comes to mind right now. And it's this guy named Tristan McKenzie, who was my roommate in Akron when I got called up. 2018, I get called up. There's like a month left in the season. I think I played like 20 or 30 games or something. And so I'm trying to find a place to stay, and him and Sam Haggerty are like, yeah, just crash on our couch. Like, it's only a couple weeks, and we'll be on the road a little bit. And so for like a month, I just slept on their couch in the living room. And they were the best roommates because they didn't make me pay anything. I just had to get them breakfast every once in a while from Diamond Deli. So Tristan and Sam Haggerty are right up there as my top.
Good deal.
All right, this is from Drew, who's 8 years old. Drew wants to know, how many brothers or sisters do you have?
Drew, that's a great question. I have an older sister and a younger sister. My younger sister's here right now, and I don't know where she is, right? But she is the best. My sisters are amazing. They've taught me so much, and I honestly don't think I'd be where I am today without them. They are the best. So Drew, if you have any sisters, take care of them. All right.
Were they athletes as well, or are they athletes?
No. My sisters will tell you. My older sister played volleyball. My younger sister played field hockey. But no, I don't think so.
From Noah T, what was it like facing Casey Mize and Matt Manning for Erie last year?
Oh my! So Erie's pitching staff is that's trouble. The Detroit Tigers have some good arms coming up. They had another lefty too who was really good. I can't remember his name, but I couldn't even see the ball when he was throwing. It was unreal. This dude is disgusting. I hope I never face him again, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Left-hander Tarek Skubal.
Yeah, Skubal. He's literally the best pitcher I've ever faced in my entire life. I mean, Matt Manning is the real deal. He has my number for sure. He used to get me out pretty easily. And then Casey Mize, I had some success off of him, but I mean, they shut us down. That is a dangerous pitching staff, and they're going to be a problem for years to come.
How do you change your approach facing guys like that?
When you got a guy like that, you got to just compete, man. You got to do whatever you can to get on base. And, I think I got on a couple times against those guys, just grinding out at bats, fouling pitches off, and they definitely got me pretty good. But, it's just competing and just trying to want it more than them.
And we saw last year you did some coverage from the golf course on Twitter. Who's your favorite golfer?
Oh, Tiger Woods. I'm a huge Tiger guy. He might be the greatest athlete of all time just because of how people follow him and how when he was out of golf, it was totally different. The viewing was totally different. And then as soon as he got back, it was just like unbelievable. Like he just totally captivated America with his comeback and everything.
Last year when Tiger won the Masters, I remember the clubhouse. It was a rain out in Altoona, and you guys all stayed back to watch and see if Tiger would get it done.
Yeah. I mean, it was just unbelievable. We all stayed back and watched. It's the greatest comeback in sports. It really was amazing.
From Avery L, what's your favorite walk-up song?
Last year I had Another Day in Paradise, which is good because playing baseball every day, it's definitely paradise for me. And then I had a little Buffalo Springfield earlier on, which is a nice oldie that I like. So those two are probably my favorites.
From Kelly S., what's your favorite RubberDucks jersey?
Ooh, interesting. I like the rubber ducky ones, and I like the black uni. I like the black one because I always hit better in that one, and then the rubber ducky one just looked cool, I thought.
Ernie, we talked about sort of the balance or maybe some other opportunities to enhance your baseball skills, but are there any just hobbies that you just sort of enjoy to relax outside of baseball?
Yeah, I love to go fishing. Luckily up here in Lake Placid, there's some awesome opportunities to fish. So I've done a ton of that, and just being able to be outside and enjoy the sunshine and rip a couple of lips, as we like to say. It's a ton of fun. I'd highly recommend getting out there and just enjoying the outdoors.
Go back to your golf game for a moment. How about the chipping contest with Ben Curtis last year?
Yeah, I actually just saw a video of that the other day. I ran across it. I think I was scrolling through some old videos, and that was actually really cool. I'm pretty bummed I choked and couldn't get it close to the pin, but that was pretty cool.
So who is the best golfer that you've golfed with, the teammate golfer?
Yeah, it's got to be Tyler Krieger. Kriegs and I, we go back and forth. I think we're pretty even. We're both probably around like a 5-6 handicap. So we have some really good matches. And it's pretty odd because usually position players kind of stink at golf. But, we take those pitchers down pretty good.
You were a Cape Cod League MVP back in 2016. And from Jason P., what was it like to play in the Cape Cod League?
Yeah, that was one of the best summers of my life. I mean, it was a ton of fun. We were living right near the beach. Weather's perfect every day. And then you get the best competition in summer ball in the whole country. So, I was lucky enough. I played pretty well, and I had an absolute blast. I got to meet a whole new group of guys, and I stayed in touch with most of them throughout the year. So, I mean, it was so much fun, just so much fun.
We talked a little bit about seeing some different places. What's been your favorite city to travel as a visitor during your pro career?
Interesting. Hartford was a lot of fun. I had a ton of fun there. Hartford, Connecticut. They just built that new ballpark, and it is absolutely gorgeous. They sold it out for the weekend. It was rocking for sure. So we had a blast. We won a couple of tight games down there too, or up there. But it was a ton of fun playing there. I mean, there's so many awesome cities we've gotten to go to. But yeah, I'd say Hartford is probably number one right now.
Ernie, I think I saw you make a plug for the Ken Burns documentary of baseball. If you could pick an era to play in from what you've seen, what would be the era you'd love to play in?
I think anything before people started hitting home runs. I don't know. I think I would have done okay in like the 80s and earlier. Anytime 80s and earlier, I would have been doing okay. A lot of contact. Pitchers weren't throwing quite as hard and as nasty stuff. So I think it would have been really interesting to play in any time period before then. But the period we're in now is pretty cool too.
Who's the one pitcher that was in the air before you? Who's the guy you would want to face? That one pitcher, I'd like to bat against that guy.
Oh, I like that. Probably Mariano Rivera. I think it's just so fascinating to me that he threw one pitch his whole career and nobody could hit him. It's just amazing to me. I watched him growing up, and he was just so dominant. So I think that right there, he's the guy I'd want to face, just to see what it's like.
How can people follow you on social media? Where should they go and find you?
I'm on Twitter at Ernie Clem. I'm on Instagram at Ernie Clem. It's at Ernie Clem on TikTok as well. So I'm at Ernie Clem on social media. And don't take it too seriously. I like to joke around a lot on there.
Ernie, best of luck whenever this season starts, hopefully soon.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Jim. Thank you.
Ernie, thanks so much for sharing time with us today.
Marco, thank you. You are the man.
Thank you to Ernie Clement for joining us and talking with RubberDucks fans earlier in the week. For your chance to be part of a future Indians Prospect Q&A powered by First Energy, visit AkronRubberDucks.com and follow the RubberDucks on social media. Tune in next Sunday evening at 6 o'clock for another episode of At Home with the RubberDucks. We'll bring these to you every week until the RubberDucks season begins. For Jim Clark, I'm Marco Lanave. Stay safe and healthy, everyone.
Thanks for listening to At Home with the RubberDucks. To listen to previous shows or for more RubberDucks baseball, follow the Akron RubberDucks podcast on the iHeartRadio app. For the latest on the team, go to AkronRubberDucks.com and follow the Akron RubberDucks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Akron RubberDucks Baseball. Affordable family fun.